Hello everyone, my name is Dobby, covered in floss, and this is my channel about cross stitch. Today is the 1st of March, Saturday afternoon. I can barely see anything because the light is very strange, so I am using my stitchy lamp as a ring light. So I have it just directly into my face. But I think that at least I have a bit of better coloring on my face. As you can hear, I got the plague. So my boyfriend brought flu home, and I was super happy because when he was sick, I was just like, oh, okay, so my immune system is finally doing what it should be doing, and it seems that I am just resisting still. The day when he went back to work, I was down. The next day I was down. I was just like, okay, cool. So yeah, it's been like 5 days. Today I'm feeling a bit better, so I decided that I'm just going to film, because you know me, if I just don't film when in my head I should film to give you the proper updates and the proper recaps and so on, then it's just going to be either postponed in some way, or I'm just going to just like get completely confused and just skip that. So no, I don't want to skip that because I have so much fun with you. So definitely I'm not going to skip. I just hope that I just took my meds a moment ago, so I do hope that there won't be a need to blow my nose like crazy or something, and we can just like go through this video pretty with no interruptions. Cats, I think, are also quite okay at the moment. I just gave them some food as well, so maybe they're not going to be coming to annoy us, or they can come to join, but if Peppa decides that we need to play at the moment, that can be a bit difficult. As you can see, even just like speaking is tiring, so I do hope that I will manage to just do it nice and easy for all of us, and that it's going to go smoothly. And basically, if you're watching that, it means that it actually worked out and I managed to upload the video. So let's get into business. So as the 1st of March, I have my trusty notebook in here. So this is the 1st of March, so of course I'm going to do the February recap, and I was watching a few Flosstube videos already, and I feel that it was the same for a lot of us. So January had at least 120 days, and February it was like 6 days and done. So and as I was sick, and earlier I was just like struggling with these headaches that I was talking about in one of my stitch with me's, so there is definitely less stitching, and I was struggling to hit all my goals, but I did it. I did hit all my goals, so I am very excited. And also I did some extra stuff on that, so I am very happy about it. So just to give you the stats, I stitched on 13 projects in February. Total stitches 14,243. So it's not a bad number. It's not as good number as I could have in general, but it's not bad. I had 2 new starts, I'm going to show you them in a moment, and I have 0 finishes. So I would need to just like crank up my gear a bit and get to finishing some stuff, because I promised myself 25 finishes in 2025. So let's see how's that going to go. So I have just like here, you can see just parts of a pile. It's in no specific order. I didn't open any zippers, so sorry for the zippers if that annoys you. But yeah, I just wanted to have it prepared quickly so I can just exit and film what I still can. So let's get to that. So as you know, I'm stitching like basically in 3 main categories. So one of them is WhipGo. So this is my first year I'm doing WhipGo, and I am very, very excited about that because I have already 4 goals that are just ticked and so on. And if you remember, I did a very specific board for myself that just like fits my brain. So I do hope that it's going to continue throughout the year, and I will be just like hitting those goals still. So WhipGo, this is like first of the categories. The second, I'm doing some of the full coverage fanatics prompts. So I am doing I don't remember what it's called, like a category on full coverage fanatics, but it's just like a piece that you want to finish. I do the Zodiac, and I also do the movies challenge. And I also do that in a bit different way. So it's just like, basically there are no like rules and so on, but I am treating that as if I was stitching every day on a specific piece, and I just gave myself like a goal of doing 100 stitches a day. So it's just like depending on how many days are going to be there for the specific piece, it's going to be multiplied by 100. So let's see. And the third category, these are my prompts. So I have some prompts in a jar, in a like candy jar, and I'm just like taking them out and just decide what I'm going. Let the fortunes decide what I'm going to stitch. And for these ones, I'm just doing 200 stitches for each of them. And I'm trying to, because I have like also very broad categories, I do not have like specific piece on on like the strip that I just like pull out. So I can also kind of interpret that in a way I want to interpret that. So it really gets me to stitch things that I want to stitch, and I'm not just like pressed in any way. So these are these things. So let's start with WhipGo, because that was a really, really good thing. So basically, for February it was 7 and 8, and on my board it was 2500 or stitches on a full coverage, and my age times 10 on a non-full coverage. And it was so funny because I had another like month when I had full coverage and non-full coverage, and apparently it's going to also happen in March. So it's just like I'm super excited about that. So let me just like grab my stuff. So in February I turned 42, so I was to stitch 420 stitches on a non-full coverage piece, and I chose Nightmare by Courtney Collection to be stitched on, and I did it. Not only I did 410 stitches and 20 stitches, but I actually did 1476 stitches. So as we know, Nightmare, in a way that I'm stitching, is a pretty big piece, so I don't think that I will be able to do like where it was last time and where it is now, like comparison next to each other. So I'm just going to show you where it was last time. There is a cat just like jumping on the frame of the door and just like sliding down with the claws, so all cool. Why do I just start doing thumbs up now? Sorry, let's say it's fever. Okay, so you saw where it was, and now I'm going to show you where I am now. It's so bloody brilliant. I love this piece so much. It's just like I am really obsessed. And if you know that, you know that it's only a paper pattern, so I couldn't just like put that in the pattern keeper or anything, so I cannot count the stitches in a normal way with the help of an application. But I think it was Zoe Coco Creates that mentioned the finger counters, so like you use for knitting and so on. So I got some for myself. It's like it's called, okay, now this lamp is just annoying, tally counter. Such a tiny thing, and basically I have it on my finger. Okay, there's some craziness happening. So I just have it on my index finger when I'm stitching, and it's just like, you know, you don't feel that, it's just like you can regulate the width of the band. So I have it on my finger, and it just like when stitching, when I do like 5 stitches or 7 stitches and so on, I just like click, super easy. So I really like it. It's just like it's some kind of like Chinese stuff. You can get it for cheap on Amazon. Talking about Amazon. So I decided that with everything that is happening in the world, and especially at the moment, I am pretty worried about the situation happening in the US and so on. So I decided to do in March to kind of boycott some of the things. So I deleted the Amazon app from my phone. I'm not going to be ordering anything on Amazon, and in March I'm going to try to buy from small businesses as much as possible, and I would like to buy as much as possible from just like from the business owners that are from the businesses that are owned by people of color, by minorities, and queer community and so on. So basically, if you have your favorite shops, it can be like physical stuff or digital goods, please let me know in the comments. I will be super happy to check what they have, to see if I can find something that could interest me, and if anything does, I'm just going to give them money. JFB is not getting any, at least not this month. We know Amazon is super convenient, but we are not doing that. So yeah, sorry for the just small rant, but it's important to mention, I think. Okay, we have a tiny visitor here. The other one is just sitting just opposite, and they're just having a staring contest at the moment. Millie. Mimi. She's just like a bit off camera, but she loves the chaos of all the bags that I have here, so yeah, bags landing on the floor at the moment, sorry. So that was the first part about with the whip go, and the second one, so the 2500 stitches on a full coverage. And this time, sorry for the zipper again. No, not saying sorry. It's just like I will be mentioning, because I know that zippers can be annoying for people with like sensitivity issues. So I do hope that it's going to be fine for you if I mention before opening a zipper that I'm opening a zipper. So you can just, for example, lower down the volume, or you can just like take off your headphones, because I know that lots of us are just watching Flosstube with headphones, and this can be annoying a bit. So I do hope that it helps. So please let me know if it helped, or if I should just like really pay attention and have it, have everything opened before filming. So that's going to be also easy for me to know what to do. So for this part of Whip Go, so 2500 stitches, I chose my piece by Amy Stewart, I Break for UFOs, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's growing. I added 2610 stitches, and already looking at a few things that are going to be happening in March. I will continue, because I would love to have a second page finish, because last time we had a page finish on that. So now let's see if we manage to just put the comparison pictures in here. So let me just like move my needle minder, it's just on the... So you should be seeing that where it was before, and this is where we are now. Isn't that just glorious? You can really see that it's a spaceship. It's absolutely fantastic. So this one I'm sorry, I didn't mention what I was stitching the Nightmare on. So I am stitching the Nightmare... Hello, bye-bye. I'm stitching Nightmare on a 28 count Lugana in the color Kiss from a Rose by Kaylee 10 Stitch, and I'm stitching that with CXC 29. So this one and most of my full coverages at the moment are on 22 count with CXC stitched 1/1 full cross. So that was that, and I cannot wait to continue stitching on that. Another project on the floor. Cats are just looking, so I just hope that Peppa especially doesn't get to my floss, because she loves eating threads, so no. Then the next thing, I'm just going to go to the full coverage fanatics challenges. So the one that I had for the movie challenge, the one that I chose, and the goal was to stitch 2800 stitches, was my another Amy Stewart piece, Anne of Green Gables, charted. It's called a quick stitch. It's not a quick stitch. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs and Zipper. This one definitely we cannot just like see next to each other, so this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this time I was stitching, just going a bit cross country where I could find the bigger blocks of color. So of course the goal could have been achieved faster. Smart me. So this is where we are now. So I was just stitching mostly here on the house. This is the piece that is just the beginning of the house, and I think that next time I'm stitching on that, I'm going to be continuing a bit with this black blob here, because it just goes super quickly, and I don't like stitching on blocks of colors so much. So if I can just like get it out of the way as quick as possible, that would be amazing. Jesus, again, what's with the thumbs up? What's wrong with me? I never do that. Do I? Did I? No. I don't know. Fever. This is fever. Then the next piece that I stitched on with the Zodiac challenges. So I was continuing on To Better See You With by Misty Walkup, charted by Cross Stitch Studio. I'm opening the bag now, zipper. So I have to tell you that that was the biggest challenge for me. I was supposed to stitch 1800 on that, and I also decided to use that for one of my prompts. So one of the prompts was my largest project, and this is like the project with the highest amount of stitches. And this is actually what I did. Okay, and I noticed that my hoop left some dirty marks on that. So I decided, because I wanted to maybe try to push a bit for a page finish, but the page finish is this mostly 775, 745 and 3765. So it's basically white on white, light blue and white. So it wasn't fun, people. It wasn't fun. I could stitch that only under my lamp, because even we had just like this strange weather, so it was just grayish and so on. Even with like all my blinds up and so on during the day, I couldn't stitch on that properly. I needed the lamp. It's a gorgeous piece and I love it, but I think that I will need a break at the moment, because I just stitched on that like 2 months in a row. So let's just like let it rest for a moment. So let's try to do the comparison in here. So this is where I am at now. So as you can see, I was just like stitching a lot in this area, and it was killing me. It was really killing me. And yeah, you can see no, this is a thread. Can you see it? I think here and here you can see the hoop marks. I have no idea, I need to wash my hoops. I use these flexi hoops, and I think that I got some from AliExpress, and I thought that I washed all of them because they just sometimes have like the paint that was used on them embedded in the but apparently I didn't do that for this piece, so I don't know. But for this one I was to add 2000 stitches, so 1800 from the full coverage fanatics and 200 from the prompt, so 2000 together, and I added 2023 stitches. And this is a funny thing because it turned out, when I was just like writing down my results and so on, it turned out that I actually, sorry, I just like shook you. So it turned out that actually I have another of my whips that I stitched exactly the same amount of stitches on. So this is Zipper. So the next one, and it is also in the full coverage fanatics. So this is my Millie that was custom created for me by Lothian Art Shop. She's on Etsy and she also has her website at the moment. She has really good promos in there, really good offers. So if you're looking for something, just have a look. And also she has an amazing Patreon. So on the lowest tier, you get one free pattern, at least one free pattern every month. So this is fantastic. It's a good investment. So yeah, and I was doing a lot of like block stitching and so on, and it's just like it started filling in and it just looks so amazing. So I was supposed to stitch 1240 stitches on that, but I did 2023, and let's see if we can just like do the comparison here. But this is where we are. Isn't she lovely? Sorry for singing. But I love it so much. And I have to tell you that it's just like, so I stitched her sister, I stitched Peppa, and it was finished, the picture was finished last year. And at the moment it's just like, I think that I kind of, in the previous pattern, I kind of got into the flow of that. So now the stitching is so easy and it's just like really flowing. So I am pretty confident, probably if I say that, it's just going to, everything is going to go to poop, but no. But so I'm not going to say that, but at the moment I am at 67%, so I can smell the finish a bit, but there's going to be a lot of white stitching, so let's not just say before. We can just do that. And the last one for the full coverage fanatics is actually a new start, and that was a new start. It was my birthday month start, and it was a sale organized with Mika, Darling Bluebell, and Sabina from Instagram, and we had amazing stitchers joining us. We had, for example, Catherine Stitches that was also stitching on her Margaret Morales sal, because it was Morales across the miles. I love this hashtag. It was actually the brainchild of Sabine, and it's just like, when I read it, it's just like, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Zipper. So I was stitching on Miniuma by Margaret Morales, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and you heard the story that I found this picture ages ago on AliExpress, actually, as a stamped kit, stamped cross stitch, and I got it, but then when I discovered that actually it was by a legit artist, I abandoned the other one, and I got this one in there was like a tiny competition, let's say, organized by Goodreads, and I won. That was my choice, and yeah, we are doing that. So I was supposed to stitch 1000 stitches on that, and I did 1003. So this is where we are at the moment. Sorry, my axolotl is upside down. So this is a needle minder that I made myself, and Sabina, each time when I post something with that, she says that she sees a uterus. So no, it's not a uterus. If I find a uterus needle minder, I'm going to also have it, but this is an axolotl. So this is where we are. So this is just like the top corner, and here it doesn't look like a lot, but this is a butterfly wing. So it's only the beginning, and we could already see some shapes, so I am very excited about that. And this piece is going to be stitched again this month, because like Pisces of course continues, so I'm going to continue stitching on Yuma, and the goal is going to be 2100 stitches, so we can do that. Okay, so oh, I'm so sorry. Let me just grab my emotional support bottle. Sorry, I call it my emotional support bottle because it's 2 liters, so exactly the amount of water that you should drink during a day. And I don't know what it is about this bottle. When I have it just like in front of me, sometimes I just like have it opened when I'm just like working. Maybe I was just telling you about that already before, but sometimes I'm just working and I'm just like kind of leaning on that, and then I realized that I am just like 3/4 through. So not bad me. Going to get it closer. So the next one we did whip go, and we did everything for full coverage fanatics. Yes, so now the prompts. So the one prompt was covered because that was my largest project. That was the Better to See You With, and that was this 200 that was just added to that. And then the next prompt, zipper, was something that everyone is or was stitching on, and I chose Pandemic. So Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler. I needed to say it very slow because you know what I'm saying. So Long Dog Sampler, and I am stitching that on a 40 count. This one I think is Old Mushroom by Extru Designs, and because it's on 40 count, it was a bit difficult for me to stitch on. However, for my birthday, I got a stitch lamp from my boyfriend, and now it has like 3 different light settings. So it's like a normal white LED light, very warm yellow light, and then you have just like super cold white. And when I put on this super cold white, I have to tell you, 40 count is nothing. 40 count is nothing. I do not need like extra magnification for that and so on. I can just stitch. The same with like dark fabrics and so on. So just like I am absolutely in love with that. So yeah, pandemic, and I was to add 200 stitches, and I added 206. So it may not be a lot, but it's progress. It's 206 stitches more than I had on that before. So let me just fold it nicely and let's try to do comparison. So I was stitching this area here, and it looks amazing. I am still kind of intimidated by this piece, but I don't know why. It's just like, maybe it's because of the size or something, but just like long dogs, they're scary. But I think that when I am done with that in about 20 years, I will get another one. The next thing was something that I was enabled to stitch on by another Flosstube, and that was like the easiest choice for me, zipper, because this is something I saw that was stitched by the Rocking Stitcher by Jemima, and I fell in love. It's just like, it is not necessarily my colors, not necessarily my motive and so on. However, this is just like pure perfection. So this is Sue Taylor and the Peacock Plumage, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm sorry, there was like an interruption. I just got a phone call. I didn't think of just putting my phone on in the flight mode before starting to film, so it just like stopped. So yeah, the piece that I was enabled to buy another stitcher was Peacock Plumage by Sue Taylor, charted by Heaven and Earth Design, and the enabler was Jemima, the Rocking Stitcher. And I stitched on that last month, and added this time, I was to add 200 and added 235 stitches. So craziness. This time definitely I cannot just do the comparison pictures because I was going, a bit cross country on that. So this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. So you cannot see too much, but I am continuing to just fill in the gaps that I have here, and then I'm just like using the thread to just fill in wherever there are just any gaps and so on. So I would like to have that got to also page finish at some point, but I have absolutely no deadlines. There is no hurry with this one, so we can take our time on it. And the last one, I almost just like missed this one. So the last one that I had from my prompts was the Boyfriend's Pick zipper. So it is a restart because I decided that I want to see it in its full glory. And this is Self-Worship by the Night Spirit Studio. So if you remember, I was stitching that on this blood-spotted fabric that I loved, but I need to use it for something else because this one really needs to be on black. So I'm just going to show you what it looks now. So we can really see these reds, and it's just like properly showing up on the black fabric, and I absolutely love it. So I was supposed to do 200 stitches on that, but again, this is my brain working. So on the previous version, I had 157 stitches done, so I couldn't just stitch 200 on a new start and just call it a day. No, I needed to get to 357 stitches, and this is exactly what I did. So once again, it looks so good now. Looks really good. I'm very, very happy about my decision to go back and do what the designer wanted us to do. So that was all from like the prompts and challenges and so on, but I also stitched on 4 more projects. So let me just like open zippers one after one. It's just like easier now because it's only 4 bags left. So a lot of zippers now. Done. Thank you. So the first one, it was my avocado toast. So when I was just like feeling really, really down and feeling really crappy, I was just like, I need something easy, that it's super easy to just like stitch on, that there is not too much thinking, there is not too much of double checking everything and so on. So avocado toast by Caroline Manning Design was like a perfect choice for me. And a comparison. So as you can see, it is growing, and I really like that in this pattern you can really see basically every 20 stitches that you add, it's already visible. So I added 614 stitches, and I am trying to get this page done as well. So I think that here we are. Here is like the end of page, and here is the end of page on this side. So I do hope that it is going to continue so nicely as this one. Then the next one is another one with easy stitching, in my opinion, because you just need to know what you want to do and then you are just going. So this is Frog by Katie Abbey and Hoops and Crosses, and I love this Froggo, and I'm just like leaving the Froggo to be stitched as the last thing. So that's why it's just like I'm still in the rainbow. So the comparison after adding 416 stitches to that. So I did this blue, and I started filling in with the purple, and that was the last of the rainbow stripes. So we can already see these are the spaces where the frog eyes are going to be. So I think that at the moment I'm just like at 62%, so we are slowly getting there. My voice is going away, so this is going to be much shorter today, I think. The next one that I was doing, and actually I can just like show you that. This is my working copy that I got from my friend Emily. This is Here Be Dragons by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I added only like 203 stitches, I think, on this one. Sorry. Because I really wanted to stitch on that, but I didn't have like a mental bandwidth to go with variegation on the floss that I'm using. So here I'm using the Ash Rose in 32 count by XG Designs, and I'm stitching that with Silks for You, and if I remember correctly it's PR177. So there was some frogging, so you may notice like a tiny difference between the pictures where it was and where it is now. And these colors are just amazing. Let me just like fold it so I can get it closer to you. This is just gorgeous, but I needed to frog this part because I had it like two rows too low, so I needed to restitch that. And at the moment I am trying to follow Elizabeth Thread Gremlin's advice, and I am really mindful of my variegation, and I absolutely love it. Sometimes when it's just like I am like, my brain just wants to go where it goes, I don't care, I just like stitch one side and then the other. I don't remember which is English, which is Danish. I think English is just going one row and coming back with the other leg of the stitch, and Danish is just doing stitch by stitch. Yeah, I think so. So if I don't have like a mental capacity, I'm just like going like that, but when I feel like it, I really concentrate on my variegation, and we are just flowing through that with the colors as they should be. And the last project that I worked on, and actually my new start from yesterday. So yesterday I had fever, and I knew that I had just going to show you first, so let me tell you the story. I had this piece of 32 count Zweigart Murano in the colorway terracotta, and I was just like, oh my god, I love it, I need to stitch something on that. But this is, I'm going to stitch on this one with a light floss. But I was just like, I don't want to just use any light floss, I need something different. And I was just like, in my brain, I was just like, I need speckled floss. It's just like speckled floss. Okay, good luck with that. So what did I do? I made some speckled floss for myself. So I bought some time ago, I bought some white cotton floss, and this is, let me just quickly check the brand. This is called, I'm trying to, UMC Stag. It's a 100% Egyptian cotton, and I think that this comes from, yeah, it's a Pakistani brand. It is a perfect cotton. It's just like, you know, amazing feel on that. So I bought it ages ago, and I was just like, yeah, one day maybe I will just like try to dye something myself. And I did dye yesterday, and this is the effect. And against this fabric, it looks amazing. So I am stitching, oh, I didn't tell you what I'm stitching. So from the beginning, when this idea just happened to arrive in my brain, I knew what I wanted to stitch with that, and I got it yesterday, packed it into the button keeper straight away, and just started stitching. And this is House of Hearts by Modern Folk Embroidery. That when I saw, I just fell in love straight away with. So I was stitching a bit on that yesterday, and I already stitched on that today. So I'm going to give you the numbers for February, because yesterday I stitched 262 stitches, and today I already added more. I don't even know how many, but this is what it looks like now. And I absolutely love the effect here. I'm stitching that 1/2, and I love it. I just love it. This is the thing with Jacob's designs. They flow for me, and the moment I start stitching, I just don't want to put it away. I know that I need to put it away from time to time, otherwise I'm just going to burn myself out on that. But with this one, I think that I am going to actually follow the idea that I heard from Sheldon in Stitches. And Sheldon is doing some morning stitching, so he has the designated project that he works in the morning, like before work and so on. So I think that I'm going to introduce that, because I was looking for, as I told you, I still have issues with journaling. That was my morning mindful exercise, and I was just like looking for something else, and I think that I'm going to have like dedicated 30 minutes every morning before I start work, just to be with myself, just to stitch, just to get ready for the day. So I think that this is going to be my morning stitching project in March. Let's see if that's going to continue throughout other months as well. Yeah, so that was all my whips that I was working on in February. I keep saying January because February just like passed super quickly. So now, what is going to be happening in March? So number one, of course, we have WhipGo. And WhipGo calls was 9 and 24. And for 9, I have 6 strands of 6 colors on full coverage. So I'm just going to choose a project, and I am going to take 6 strands of 6 lengths of 6 colors for like specific project, and I'm just going to stitch it. Let's see how many stitches it's going to bring us. And number 24, this is the number of days left until the end of the year times 10 on non-full coverage. So I know that I'm going to stitch on Nightmare, because you know I have goals and so on. So this is this one, and I think that today is the 60th day of the year, so we have 305 days left times 10, so it's over 3,000. We can do it. Ooh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun, and my nightmare is going to grow. And I think that I'm going to have a page finish, and this time I'm going to count the page finish because it's big. So as my finishes, so let's see where it takes us. Then full coverage fanatics challenges. So of course I'm continuing with Mealy, and it's 1,240 stitches every month. Then of course I'm going to continue on Yuma for Pisces for Pisces for the Zodiac challenge, and then we are getting to Aries, and it's going to and on Yuma I'm going to add 2,100, and for Aries one of the like characteristics that are included in there is red. So I am going to work on Warrior Red by Sabine Rich, and this is also charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, so I'm super excited. And then we have for the movie challenge we have action and adventure. Guess what I'm choosing? If you said I break for UFOs, you are right. I absolutely love stitching on that, and I am excited that I can continue. Of course, I could just continue for myself, but if I can just like add it to one of the challenges, it's more fun. It's more fun, in my opinion, so this is good. And now we are going to get to our prompts, but I need to pause you for a second because cats were flying and my jar landed on the floor. So pause for a second, and I am back. So I am not going to count the first week of March because this week was already counted into February, and I'm not going to count the last week of March because this is only one day. The 31st is Monday, so this is going to be like moved for April. Talking about April already, the year only started. So this is my jar, and we are going to need 4 prompts for 4 weeks. This time I'm going to just take 4 because last time I realized that I didn't show you the paper. Actually, I was just like reading of that. So 3 and 4. So the prompts. Okay. A cell you need to finally finish. I am not very good with cells. There are start alongs, not stitch alongs, but a cell that I need to finally finish is my Modern Folk Embroidery 2024 cell with no time like the present. So this is easy. Then prompt number 2. Difficult to open. Something yummy. Do I have something yummy? Okay, now you can see how my brain works. So something yummy. Of course, the first thought would be something with food. Yeah, but I don't think that they have something with food. But the last Witches and Demons Woodcraft by Night Spirit Studio piece that I was stitching, there was a Mr. Satan with absolutely yummy thighs. So I think that I'm going to actually stitch.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, my boyfriend is home. And I am back. I needed to say hello and get my kiss. So yeah, so as something yummy, we are going to stitch on the, let me just quickly check. I don't remember the name of the piece actually. No, it's hiding from me. I got it. What the name of the next part is, but this is Demon's Feast. Feast, yummy, even better. Oh god, so you see, I completely forgot the name, and it's just like, it fits perfectly, right? Prompt number 3. Your smallest project. So I think that I'm going to take it as the smallest in the number of stitches project, and it's going to be the dice sword, because altogether I think it's like 900 stitches or something like that. So that may be even finished for the next time, but let's see. Let's see, I'm not promising anything. And the last prompt doesn't want to open. So here we have a paper pattern, something with a paper pattern. Here be dragons. So I just lost my prompts and the cat is just getting to them, and I hope that she won't eat them before I can write them down. So it seems that with Here Be Dragons and the No Time Like Present Cell, the House of Hearts, I am basically going to have Modern Folk Embroidery March. Shall I do a hashtag? MFE March. MFE? Yeah, MFE March. Perfect. And alliteration, we like alliterations. Do you see that? I never do that. I never do that where it comes. I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my voice so quickly going through my notes. So, I think that I didn't watch too much of a new Flosstube. I didn't find anyone new, but again, I am absolutely in love with Thread Gremlins, and when I see the pop-up about their new video being posted, I just like run. I run. This is stop, drop and roll for me with their videos. I absolutely love them, and it's just like at the moment I am so drawn towards samplers and so on and exploring new things, and I think that this is their fault. This is definitely their fault. So if you see me with just like this huge, like what it's called, like Dutch beauties or something, we know who to blame. And then Sheldon in Stitches. I mentioned Sheldon already, but I was watching his latest video, and it was like 35 minutes, and I wanted that to last for like 4 hours. There is something about him, about his voice, that I could listen to him for hours. It just like, it calms me down so much. And this is just amazing. I think that Sheldon, I'm going to be watching your videos. Then the next one, this is also mentioned. Catherine Stitches. She's dangerous. She's dangerous because at the moment I want to try 32 count for full coverage. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're over 40, we're not doing that. We're wearing glasses. Are we tempted? So, who knows, maybe there is going to be a new full coverage start where I again try out full cross on 25 count. Easy grade. And this is definitely going to be Catherine's fault for that, because it's just like I'm tempted. And the last person I want to mention, I was laughing at myself so much because I was mentioning them during my last video, and it felt so unnatural to say their channel name, because I kept saying Willy T stitch. It's Will It Stitch. Will It Stitch. When in his second video he said the name of the channel, I just face palmed myself so hard. That makes more sense. That definitely makes more sense. And again, be careful. Enabler alert. So many gorgeous pieces and gorgeous stitching. And as you know, I am not a fancy lady so much. I am a fancy lady. I am not a fancy lady stitcher so much, but I was introduced to Bella Filipina. I think it's called Ortuya. I'm going to add it here. And since I saw her, I cannot stop thinking about her. Tell me that no, that I need to stitch my Mirabilia, I need to stitch my red, and then maybe think about another fancy lady. Oh well, a gal can dream. So yeah, this is the thing, but also just male stitches. We need more of male stitches. I think that crafts in general, they usually get the good out from the people. I think that I have never been a part of another so amazing community as the stitching community, the cross-stitch community. Never before. So in my head somehow is that just, if we craft more, is the world going to be better? So let's hope that more people will stitch, and we're going to have like a bigger social variety, can you call it like that? I don't know. So we need more male stitches. I want to be introduced to more queer stitches, trans stitchers. Send them to me. Let's get together in that. So yeah, I am losing my prompts and the cat is going to eat that in a second. I lost 2 already. I have my 2, so I'm just going to put that to my notes. And there is something, the last thing that I just want to show you, because the amazing Stuart in Stitches made me a bag, and I need to share that. Are you ready? I don't think that you are ready. Catty corns. I have some stuff in there, so it's crinkly a bit. I'm not going to show you what is in there because it's waiting still for a few things. But these are catty cords. I'll just show you the inside. It's so lovely. So, if you are lucky enough to be able to get somewhere near Stuart and get one of his bags, do it. Do it. Do it. I am obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed. So I had a tiny haul, but I think that I just need to stop here. I'm so sorry. Because my ability to speak is almost gone. And I need to lie down. So I will be lying down and editing. So thank you once again for spending your time with me. Thank you for all your support, or your amazing comments and so on. And thank you in advance for any kind of recommendations regarding the shops that I asked about and other Flosstubers. Send them to me. So I do hope that my voice will be back fully soon, and I may be able to do a stitch with me. If not, we see each other at the end of the month. No, at the beginning of April, when I do my March recap. So thank you once again. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Happy stitching. Bye bye.